All right, guys, breaking news. Ladies and gentlemen, we did not get him. Brett Kavanaugh has been confirmed as the next U.S. Supreme Court Justice, where he might serve 30, 40 years. Think about it. Whatever your age is, if you're 17, he might serve till you're 47, 52. If you're 40, he might serve till you're 75, 80 years old. He's on that court. He's only 53 years old. So, what was the final vote? 50 to 48. It's by a razor-thin margin, but they didn't need it to be much greater than that. So, who voted yes, who voted no? Lisa Murkowski stuck with her proclamation from earlier and basically voted no. She technically voted present, but good enough for as a no vote. She's the only Republican who voted no. That means that Jeff Flake, for all of his talk at the end, said, "Oh, Kavanaugh, brilliant, really, I do declare brilliant." So he voted yes. He voted with Trump. He voted with Kavanaugh. So all the things in the elevator and the listening to the sexual assault survivors and being concerned about perjury, la, 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 la. At the end of the day, like almost all Republicans, Jeff Flake, from time to time, talks a big game, and at the end of the day, votes with every other Republican. And unfortunately, in this case, we basically told you. That's what Flake does every time. Okay, so none of the others, with the exception of one person, were even in doubt, the Bob Corkers, et cetera. Now, they were always going to vote yes, and they all voted yes. So the only other Republican in doubt was Susan Collins. She oftentimes votes with Murkowski, who are both theoretically pro-choice Republicans. There is no such thing. Susan Collins, with a lengthy, ridiculous speech, at the end of the day, votes yes, because she's a Republican. What did you think they were going to do? So she votes yes. I told you, there are no moderate Republicans. I went on a long spiel about this on one of the primary nights. Voting for a Republican in the Northeast, snap out of it. It's not 30 years ago when there were liberal Republicans or moderate Republicans. I know because I was one of those liberal Republicans. There's no such thing. Susan Collins voted with Mitch McConnell, Lindsey Graham, John Cornyn, all the most conservative people in the country. Her vote was identical. Now, luckily, there's people that are raising money against her based on this vote. By last count, it was at least $3 million that they had raised to give to her opponent if she voted yes on Kavanaugh, and she voted yes on Kavanaugh. Hey, Susan Collins, I got a note for you. You don't like money in politics? She's crying about it. Every day she cries, "Oh my God, they're raising money against me." It's like bribery. Are you kidding me? You take bribes every single day from your corporate friends, and you just gave your corporate friends a giant gift. Kavanaugh almost always votes for giant corporations. He votes for allowed corporations to have you get killed on the job and you get no compensation. That's the SeaWorld case. So they're thrilled with Kavanaugh. They're like, now we can even kill our employees and they're going to get nothing for it. Susan Collins, you voted for that. So never, ever, ever pretend that you're a moderate Republican again. There is no such thing. If you're in the Northeast and you're a Democrat or independent and you think you're getting a moderate and a Republican, you are never getting any such thing. No, you're going to get someone that votes lockstep with Donald Trump. That's who you're going to get, and that's who Susan Collins is. So I hope that they use that $3 million, maybe it'll get to $4 million, to go crush her and put a progressive into that seat. And then Maine's got no business putting in a senator voting for Kavanaugh, who might destroy Roe versus Wade, okay? And now he's going in there super pissed. He's going to vote. If you thought he was going to vote against the Democrats before, well, number one, you were right, because he's a Karl Rove acolyte. He's always been a Republican. Say it with me. Apparatchik. That's what he is. He's a hatchet man. So now he's even angrier with a larger hatchet, and he's going to be on the Supreme Court for decade after decade. There's one caveat to that, which I'll get to in a second. By the way, I mentioned the primary nights earlier. Look, we cover every election night, and on November 6th, it's going to be a bonanza. And there could be consequences to this vote that they just did. So we'll see you on November 6th. The North remembers, progressives remember. I hope they remember in every single election. Register to vote at tyt.com/register. Make sure you're watching live on election night, tyt.com/live. And for God's sake, we're the home of progressives. Let's all stick together, fight together. Come join us at tyt.com/join. Okay, so Collins voted, but if you're doing the math and you're really good at politics, you're now wondering, wait, now hold on now. It doesn't quite get you to 50, so what happened? Well, of course, a Democrat had voted yes as well. And if you've been following this at all, you know who it's going to be, Joe Manchin. And I remember when the Justice Democrats primaried him with Paula Jean Swearengin. And what did he do? What did everybody do in Washington? They cried, oh my God, what are you guys doing? That's a Democratic incumbent. And where would we be without Joe Manchin? My question to you now is, where are we with Joe Manchin? We told you. We told you he'd vote with the Republicans in the worst of possible scenarios, and he did. A man accused of sexual assault, credibly so, from several different women, didn't care. The man who voted in favor of Citizens United, loves Citizens United, believes corporations are human beings, that these are not bribes that you give to politicians. He lied on the stand, Kavanaugh did, during hearings several different times, even not related to the sexual assault. He did also on sexual assault, but also in the case of Miranda and other cases, he told clear lies that were proven to be lies. And what happened? Manchin voted yes anyway. You think that Kavanaugh is massively pro-corporate, anti-citizen votes bothered Manchin? No, that wasn't the bug. That was the feature for Manchin. Manchin's like, you're a corporate sellout. Well, how do you do? I'm a corporate sellout. So he voted for Kavanaugh. So that's how they got to 50, and that's all they needed. And so Kavanaugh will now be a Supreme Court justice. Look, there is one day that you get to weigh in on this. If you're upset today and then you don't go vote on November 6th, please, now Susan Collins can spare me her tears on the things that she talked about. Manchin and the rest of the people in Washington who cried about primarying Manchin when we were 100% right and we just got proven right, they can spare me their tears. But if you're out there and you're a good progressive and you're pissed today and then you don't go vote November 6th, you could also spare me your tears. So you either get up and do something about it or don't complain again. So let's go get them, man. However you do it. Look, whether you want to support independent media like us, progressive media like us, tyt.com/join. Go to find your local Justice Democrat. They're all uncorrupted. They take no corporate PAC money, and the general election is a month away. You got to go get in that fight right now. Go to justicedemocrats.com/slate, okay? You want to get money out of politics? Go to wolf-pac.com/join. We'll put all these links down below a little bit later in the description box. But for God's sake, get in the fight. Go to a protest is great. Retweeting is great. Share this video with others. That's great, okay? But when it comes to November 6th, you have got to go vote and make sure that there are consequences for what happened today. And if there aren't, next time they're going to win again. And they're going to put more incredibly right-wing justices like Kavanaugh on the Supreme Court. Now, that is 5 deeply conservative justices, and it is going to take decades to overcome that. That's the reality, and it's, unfortunately, in my opinion, a very sad day in America today.